All right, so today I want to talk about Slice. Slice is a JavaScript array method that ultimately you can use to get some section of an existing array into a new array. Um, so the way this works is let's go ahead and set up just an initial array, my array, something creative like that, and let's go ahead and do numbers for this. So let's go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our initial array. And slice, let's see. So remember, important thing to know about slice is it doesn't manipulate the original array. It returns a new array. So what we could do is we could do something like this. Let's say, let's just console log my array slice, and slice takes two arguments, up to two arguments. The first is where the slice is going to begin. So say in this case we put in 1 as the first argument, it would start here. And if we put no second argument, it would basically return us 1 through 5. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go 1 and just do that. And in the console, we should see, let's see, this is node slice. In the console, we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as expected. Okay. Not super useful. Let's do this. Let's say we need to create a new constant, new array, and this is going to be a snip or a slice of the first array. And let's actually do let's do something like 2 and 3. And what do we think this is going to do? So what this is going to do is we're going to slice this my array starting at the position index 2, so that's 0, 1, 2, and ending at 3. So what do we think? Is this going to give us an array of 2 and 3, or is it just going to give us an array of 2? Let's find out. Make sure I save this, run this in the console, and there we go. It's just 2. So it's important to note the second argument, which is optional. As we know in this example, this will return all the way from the first argument through the end if we don't pass the second argument. But if we do pass the second argument, it tells the slice where to stop, not what to include. And that's important here. So we're telling the slice to stop at the third, not to include the third. So if we wanted to include 3, we would need to put 4 to tell it to stop at the 4th index. And we'll see that different behavior there. So another thing to note about slice is that you can also pass negative indexes in there if you want to start at the end of the array. So just to kind of simplify our code here, let's go ahead. I'm going to get rid of this console log and I'll leave that one. But let's go to this slice and let's say what's going to happen if we only pass -1. Now, what might we expect out of this? As we know, the first argument is where to start the slice. So I would imagine that this would be the -1 index, or maybe this would be the -1 index. Let's find out. Okay, so as we see, yes, we are getting this -1 index. And interesting to note that there's no -0 index. So even though this first element is 0, the last element is not -0 or anything like that. It's -1. And that could be confusing if you didn't get that straight right in the beginning. So let's make this -3, and let's stop at -2. And what do we think this is going to return? This is going to return a single number, and it should be 3, and it is 3. So that is slice. I actually see slice a lot or more often than some of these examples in real code base. So slice is a good one to use, and important to remember, it returns a new array. So it's not going to modify your existing array. So we can come down here and console log my array and notice that we still have my array at the bottom unaltered. But what we did is we got a copy of my array, like an edited or a sliced up copy. So Really useful array method built in, saves a lot of time of having to do any of our own loops or anything. So it's a good one to know and a good one to use.